And I'm going to share my screen so you all can see. Okay. I'm going to bring this up. All right. Okay. I'm hoping everybody can see this. Can everybody see the screen? I know most of you are all not on the screen, but if you could give me an emoji, that would be great. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Oops. Let me go back quickly. I don't know why I can't seem to do this. Awesome. Thank you. Let's start with. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm not normally technology challenged here, but. All right. Trying to let some people in here because once I start this, I can't let them in. All right. So you all can see my screen. So let me go ahead and play it from the beginning so you can see big. So welcome everybody. It's hard to believe the pool opens this weekend, which means it's time to kick off our summer swim. So we're going to get right to it. Tonight, we are going to be covering welcome and introductions. For 1 second. I don't know why this is. All right. My apologies. I have to leave it like this for now just because we've got people coming in. So tonight we're going to go over welcome and introductions. We're going to talk about the schedule, swim team basics, how to declare for a meet, the layout for our swim, products and gear, volunteers, concessions, and a couple other slides. I am bound to forget something, I am sure. So if there's anything that you can think of after the fact, please don't hesitate to let us know. So just a few housekeeping. We are recording this now so that we can share this with those who aren't here, especially members that are new to our team. So any questions, again, go ahead and put it in the chat. You can also email secretary@braymarblasters.com. Our website, so everybody is aware, is braymarblasters.com. And then following us. So we have a couple social media sites. We do have a YouTube channel. We will make sure that you have all the links, and they are all linked on our website as well. Our YouTube channel will have this meeting on it. It also has a video on how to, declare your swimmer that we'll talk about later, and it has some other videos as well. And then the way that we communicate really with you all is multi-channel communication. One of them that we use is Facebook. We have a private group on Facebook. It is Braemar Blasters Swim Team. In order to be admitted to that site, there are 3 registration questions, and one of them asks if you're a swimmer, I think to add your swimmer's name. All 3 questions must be answered or it is an automatic decline from the page. So it's really best also if you have friends that you want to invite to the page, we need them to actually go to the page and fill out the questions to be able to get them into that private group. We do share information also over on our public site, which is Braemar Blasters Swimming. So those are our 2 Facebook pages that we have, plus the YouTube. Want to just introduce you to our board. So I'm Nicole Ratner. I'm your president. I have 2 daughters, one that will be in the 13, 14 age and one that's in 9, 10. Our vice president is John Mammon. His photo is in the bottom right-hand corner. And John has a 14-year-old boy that'll be swimming. And then we have Mr. Wessel. Nick Wessel is our treasurer. He's in the upper right. And Nick has two swimmers. I think also actually an 11-12 and a 13-14, one boy, one girl. Bridget Martin is the picture at the top of the page. Bridget is our secretary. And she has three girls on the team. So we have a 13-14, an 11-12, and a 9-10. And then bottom left is Kristen Adams, our team admin, who all of you have heard from through this whole process of registration. And Kristen has two swimmers. She has an 11-12 girl and a 9-10 boy. So we are here if you have any questions. You'll see us on deck. Most of us have somebody swimming at the 7 a.m. hour and then continuing kind of on. So we're usually there through the start of 8 and unders. And so if you have any questions, you can let us know. So I'd like to introduce you to our coaches for the season. Nothing's changed. We're so excited to welcome back Coach Chris. And I'm not sure, he was going to try to pop on here this evening. So if I'm speaking, and Chris, if you're here and want to unmute yourself, you can feel free. So Coach Chris will be our head coach again this year, and our assistant head coach is Lauren. She works with our 9-10s and our 11-12s. If you were with us in winter, she had our younger swimmers that were in the smaller pool this past winter season. Another assistant coach is Coach Sam Latona, and she takes care of our 13 and over age group. So she's there first thing in the morning, bright and early. And then we also have Erin Davison is joining us, and she will be our coach of the Micro Blasters and our 8 and under again. So we're very excited to have everybody back in place. So if you'll just allow me one moment, I do believe that Bridget has popped on. Bridget, are you here? I know she's getting on. Hi.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi. Bridget, what I'm going to do, just give me 1 second. I am going to give me everybody. I am just going to go and make Bridget, I'm going to make you an admin. Okay, so that we can co-host. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so I think I'll turn those controls over to you so that you can admit people. All right, so Bridget's here, and Bridget, I introduced everybody from the team earlier and just mentioned about our kids in the various age groups. So, all right, so I am going to there we go, full screen. All right, so moving on. All right, so we're going to go over kind of some swim team basics. We're going to talk about schedule, non-resident passes, kind of what to bring to practice. Our schedule, and I have it up here. I don't know why this won't let me. Okay. So I'll put the schedule up in a moment, but our swim team starts next week, right after Memorial Day. And actually we start on the 29th this year to accommodate our swimmer coaches that are graduating high school. We have a lot of, in addition to our head coaching staff that you saw, we have swimmer coaches as well. We have junior coaches and we have senior coaches. And we're very excited about them as well. And so that is going to be, we will announce all of them coming up probably in about the next week or so. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I'm just making sure. Bridget, are you able to see the controls with people coming? Okay, great. So we'll get to the schedule in a few slides. Non-resident passes. An email went out today. I just want to remind all of our non-residents, you have to get to our HOA office to be able to get your pass for your swimmers. It is the one thing that the HOA actually manages for our team, and that is the dissemination of passes to our pool deck. You need to bring your swimmer with you because their picture is put on their passes. So that is very important. And I sent around a message today, and I did have the wrong dates at first, but it has been updated. And the times at their office that you can go to. But I will stress this. You are not allowed on our pool deck unless you have the pass, and that goes for the very first practice. So you really need to make an effort to get over there and get those passes before our season starts then next week. What to bring to practice? We goggles, one-piece bathing suit for the girls. Your team suits that came with your registration, those will come out to you probably around the second week of practice or so, but the team suits are not to be worn at practices. Those are meant to be worn only at the meets. So that's just a heads up. If you're somebody who is not coming to any of our meets, then we understand, but the kids that are on the team, make sure that you are wearing maybe one of your older suits or whatever for practices. So goggles, suits, towels, that's what you need. And then as far as team communication, we send out weekly emails that come out. That is from our team administrator, and I'll show you what those look like. We send out newsletters, which many of you received today. That is, we use it from a source called S'more. And those newsletters come out weekly as well, typically on Wednesdays. And then we utilize social media, as we had said before. So I'm going to pause here for one quick second because I see that we have Coach Chris here, and I'm going to let him go ahead and say a few words if he's up for it. You're on mute. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, this is my third device. My other two devices weren't working, so I apologize about the delay, everyone. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm so late. I'm sorry, Nicole. I don't know what you were talking about before. I just logged on.
We just introduced the staff and the board,
Okay.
and we were just talking about communication. So if you want to just kind of give a welcome and a brief update on maybe, your coaching, style, philosophies, whatever for our parents, that'd be great.
Yeah, certainly. Welcome aboard, everybody. Again, I apologize about being late. You can hear me, correct? Okay. I think I saw a thumbs up. I'm working off of a phone, so not ideal. But I'm coming back for gosh, I don't know. Is this my fourth summer? I don't quite remember, but I've got an excellent coaching staff coming with me. I've got Lauren. She's coming. She's going to be working with our middle-aged groups, probably our 11, 12s and 9, 10s. I've got Erin coming back. She's going to be working with our 8s and our micros. And then I've got Coach Sam will be taking care of the 13, 14s and up. And I will be pretty much on the pool deck most of the time with everybody, helping along and keeping things rolling. As far as my coaching philosophy goes, is that what I've been talking to a couple parents recently about is about how much I really enjoy this team and how much I like the community part of it associated with it. And we've got some kids that have been kind of on the fence about coming back because they're like, well, I'm not really a great swimmer. And I say, well, you know what? What's important with this team is the community. And everybody brings positive vibes to the team, and everyone brings something that's great to the table. And that's what I tell some of my kids that are kind of on the fence, my older kids that have got all these other sports that they're trying to do and everything. And what I like most about is the interaction that our older kids have with some of our younger kids. I've got 2 individuals on my team that have the same last name as me. Sometimes I claim to be their father, but if they get in trouble, I say that they belong to their mother. But they definitely look up to our older kids. and I hear all the time about, oh, what's coach so and so doing, or what's doing what, and they just get so excited. And that's the one thing I really drew me to this team, is a sense of community, for sure.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate
Yes.
it.
Yeah, I'm going to be fiddling around trying to get onto another device because
Okay.
my phone is not working really well.
Okay, no problem. We'll keep going.
Okay.
All right. Just make sure you mute yourself, though.
Yes, thank you.
All right, everybody. So going back to, we talked about the weekly emails, newsletters, and social media. One thing I want to make mention of are our inclement weather policies. So obviously this time of year, it's a little touch and go based on weather sometimes, with storms and that kind of a thing. So we do swim in the rain. In the event that you cannot see the bottom of the pool, at that point, we wouldn't hold practice. But to be honest with you, in the past probably 4 or 5 years that I can remember, I think that's only happened one time. So in the event of rain, please bring extra towels with you and warm clothes for your swimmers. Make sure you have an umbrella for yourself if you're going to be sitting down. If it rains overnight, those of you who are there for a 7 a.m. practice, you definitely want to have a towel so you can towel off some of the chairs on the pool deck. So we do follow all the pool deck lifeguard guidance for Thunder and Lightning. So Thunder, it's a 30-minute out of the pool. You're allowed to stay on the deck. If Lightning, it is 1 hour and you are off the pool deck. So we ask that, typically our 13 and up, a lot of those kids are coming onto the deck by themselves and some parents aren't there. If they're under the age of 13, there should be a parent or a guardian of watching over, and that would be close by just in case. So just make sure that you do make other arrangements in case you need to, based on that. So something that happened to us last year, and it was a first time ever, were the air quality index issues that we were having around this time. And so our board did make a decision last year that if for any reason this air quality returns to a code red level, we would not hold practice because it's just unhealthy for many of our swim team members that may have bronchial issues, allergies. I know they can all get exacerbated. So along with the inclement weather policies, though, we want to let you know we do offer text messaging, and we utilize that in case of emergency. Last summer, we just had an issue with the pool, and something had spilled into the pool and we weren't able to hold a particular practice. And so that is something that we do. We will text immediately. So please make sure tonight when we are done, I'm going to give you some homework. So this would be one of your homework assignments. Please go to your account, and under your My Account section, when you are logged in, please make sure that your cell phone is listed along with your carrier info for the SMS area. And I think it will ask for you to verify it. That is incredibly helpful to us. We will utilize that system. We will post to Facebook. Those two places are automatic and immediate for us. And then also we will try to get out an email. So going back, as I had said before about membership cards, so any of our current residents, if it's time for your kids to get a new card, I know 13 is one of the ages, these are the dates and hours that the HOA office is available. Non-residents, these are the times that you need to go to our HOA office as well. Their address is in the top in blue. It's at Iona Sound, which is our pool, one of our pool locations. And you can go any Monday through Thursday from 12:30 to 4:30, or Fridays from 12:30 to 3:30. They do offer a few additional hours coming up. So next Tuesday, they will have evening hour, or not next Tuesday, that's in a couple weeks. Tuesday, June 4th, they will have some evening hours. But please try to get there before our swim season starts. I know we've shared this since registration opened, but it's incredibly important because no one, resident, non-resident, will be allowed on the pool deck unless you have a pass. And so that's very important. This schedule is posted. I will let you know on our Facebook page. It is pinned to the top. I highly recommend you print it out, you post it, put it in your phones, whatever you need to do. Our practice while school is in session is located at the top. We alternate pool locations between Iona and Rob Roy, and we're practicing from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. in the evening, and you can see the breakdown. But please note that there no practice on the 28th and the 31st due to graduation, and there's no practice on the last day of school. Our pool is usually at capacity, and so we wanted to make sure that we worked with the community. Starting with our summer morning practices, this is a new change for us. We're excited about it. Starting June 10th, Monday through Friday, we will be practicing at Iona Sound Pool. Starting at 7 a.m. and ending at 11 a.m. So during this time, the pool is closed. I always recommend keep your passes on you, but you won't need your pass to get on the pool deck at this time because the pool is closed. So this allows our community enough time that when we're done at 11 o'clock, they will come in. We will all leave the pool deck. Everything will be shut down. They'll be able to come in and do some cleaning and what they need to do, and they will open it to the community around 11:30 in the morning. So we are looking forward to this change. Our Sunday evening practices will continue to rotate between Rob Roy and Iona Sound. Again, we offer this as an option. These practices focus on a particular stroke with the coaches, but they are just as important as a morning practice. You can come to morning practices and evening practices. You can go to some morning if your kids are involved in other sports like we know they are, and maybe they can only make it to some evening practices. Those options do exist. And then our microblasters, this is our change for us this year. We have moved back to offering our microblasters program in the evening. Years ago, right before I came here, actually, our program was only run in the evenings. Then we moved it to the mornings. It was moved to the mornings. And then recently we offered both morning and evening. And then this year we're going to try evening. A lot of this was to help accommodate our community. Our recreation committee met with our board multiple months to make a recommendation to our HOA. And so in order to be able to open our pool by 11:30, this was the change we made. So we do have our microblasters happening in the evening hours. Talking about the stroke clinic schedule, this is our current clinics. And so they're listed here for you. You'll note June 20th, we won't have a clinic because we have team photos that evening. And if there's any change to this, we will make sure we let everybody know in our newsletters. But you can see here that the clinic itself will focus on, the first one on June 11th will be on freestyle. And that's when we are at Rob Roy. So again, we will have all of this on our website. It will also be posted on Facebook as well. And in the newsletter that you will be receiving, tomorrow. I will actually send out a newsletter tomorrow. The team communication, I just wanted you all to see where it comes from. So communication is going to come from our team admin, who you've already been receiving emails from. And that's an example on the left is what it would look like. It would say Braemar Blasters administration. Okay. And then the second one on the right is what is called the Splash, and that is our newsletter. And those come out typically on Wednesdays. Please check your spam filter. That will include, a letter, a note from Coach Chris about the week and how it went. It will include our swimmers of the week. It will also include any of our social activities going on. It'll include important information from the board as well, and any reminders about our spirit nights or from any of our other committees related to any of our service projects. Everything will be in that communication. We will also share that communication on Facebook. Okay, so Swim Meet 101, we're going to talk a little bit about when to declare, start times, what to bring to a meet, a few technical terms, which I may refer to Coach on that one. Ribbons, concessions, we'll talk a little bit about all this. So as I said before, though, we offer, obviously, we have our team, our blasters, and we have our micro blasters. And our micro blasters are part of our developmental program. And ideally, within a couple years, we see them then join our blasters team. Micro blasters, I want to be very clear, are all invited to participate in any of the activities that the blasters are hosting. So any of our pep rallies, we want you to join. Come out, come hang out, come to the swim meets if you're up and awake and you want to just see what it's like, or you want to cheer on some of your friends. We'd love to have you. There's great food. Micro blasters, you will have your own special mini meet, and that will be at the end of July. Right now it's scheduled, I think, for the 25th of July, but your coach is also going to be talking to some other local teams to see if we can partner up with anyone as well, which makes it a lot of fun for our littles. So we'll have more information on that. But that being said, micro blaster parents, your volunteer requirement is something that would happen at that micro meet. So that is the one main difference, is that you don't volunteer on the one side with our blasters program, but you will volunteer for that particular micro meet itself to help run it. So and Coach Erin typically will look to scheduling some fun activities with her swimmers as well during the season. So we will be sure you just read your emails and check through your emails. We always put special information out for the micros, you know, close to those times when it's happening. Okay, so how to declare for meet. Declaring for a meet allows us, your board, and most importantly, your coaches, to know whether or not you're in town. So we know everybody has a lot of travel plans, and so there may be some meets that you just aren't able to attend. So that being said, it's helpful for us to know. So we do have deadlines for all of this information, and but this is what it looks like. The image on the right-hand side at the top left shows you what our events page looks like, and this is it'll say time trials as an example. This is from last season. Attend/decline. And if you click on that button, it takes you to the next screen, which says time trials. And you'd see some names in the lower portion highlighted in blue. You would find your swimmer's name, you would click on their link, and then you would literally choose whether or not, yes, you'll be there, or no, you won't. It is that simple. And you will do that for each swimmer that you have so that we know. Your second bit of homework, not necessarily tonight, but as soon as the events are up, I encourage you to take just 10 minutes. It literally takes less than 10 minutes. I timed myself last summer and I have 2 swimmers. It takes 10 minutes to go through and declare for each of our meets. We have 8 total meets that happen. So this allows us to know how many kids we have swimming, how many events we can put them into, because we are limited to a certain amount of events. Okay, so that being said, here is a copy of our meet schedule. We've sent this out. It's posted in all the places I mentioned before. We start on June 8th. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm back on to my original device, so I'm working a lot better now. As far as the signing up too, there's also like a little section for notes. We as the coaches find it very helpful if the parents want to put some sort of note, say, little Susie or little Johnny, I would love to swim breaststroke or something like that. So that way we can help put them in those events that they want.
Love that. Well, and to piggyback onto that also, if you can make the meet, but you have to leave early, that's a great place to let us know as well, because then our coaches know, okay, you know, if I know my daughter can't come and we have to leave early, then they won't put her in any of the events that are past a certain time. So yes, thank you, Chris. So we start with an away meet at Piedmont. This is actually our first time swimming them. I think that's in 2 years now. So we're looking forward to that. If it's away, it means it's at their location. You all will receive an email, usually Friday. And and it will include all of the details about the meet for you, whether it's home or away. So you can see our schedule here and plan accordingly. Go ahead and put these into your calendar now. And obviously our team photos, we'll be sending more information out. Also items like Blaster Mania, that just happens during our regular practice hours. It's just a fun event. Alumni, you know, past, present, you know, come and join us, and we do some real fun races. July 4th, there is a Stars and Stripes Invitational. This is an invite only that Bridalwood hosts each year, and it is based on times. So it's just one swimmer for each stroke in the particular age group. So that is something that the coaches just give to the board, and then we will reach out to see if your swimmer's available. And typically we know that, I want to say maybe by the 3rd week of June, we might start looking at it because we have to give it to Bridalwood sooner. So you can see all of our information on here. Our last meet of the season is going to be July 27th. That's our divisionals. We will be swimming against 2 other teams at Kingsbrook. And the only caveat to divisionals, if you have a new swimmer, is, if I'm not mistaken, you have to swim in 2 of our regular meets in order to qualify to swim in our divisionals. So you have to be able to make it to 2 of the meets, and time trials does not count for one of them. So
And Nicole, hey, sorry, this is
Yep.
Kristen. I just want to let you know, you also have to have legal times.
thank you. Yeah, so no DQs. All right. So this is a very basic social calendar that you all see. Our social committee is hard at work filling in so many other dates because they are amazing. They're going to plan out events for each of our age groups, you name it. So this is just some of our basic dates that we have currently. Again, we will share these on social media and in our newsletter so that you can start putting them in your calendars and you have them now. If there is no further information, we will be sending that out as soon as we receive it. So currently in June, you can see we've got photos. We hold 1 pep rally before each home meet. And so we'll be getting some information about that as well. So, but these are just kind of examples. The last week of July is really fun. That's our Spirit Week. The activities you see on here are subject to change. This is an example from last year, but each day was a different themed activity. And so what I do want to say is, you know, a lot of people are like, okay, like how much, you know, we've paid for registration and it included our suit, included all this. And I have to tell you, it's a great deal. What else do I have to pay for? The only other things that will be coming that you'll need to pay for would be if you wanted to purchase photos of your swimmer, and they are taken, like I said, at the pool, and the team photos. At the end of the year, we do ask for donations towards coaches' gifts for our entire junior, senior, and coaching staff. Spirit Nights, which I'll get into in a few moments. Our Swim-A-Lap is our charity event. And this year, I believe they've selected Morgan's Message, which is a local Gainesville nonprofit related to mental health and athletes. And so we felt that was really appropriate. There are social age group events. An example could be like bowling or roller skating or like going to the movies. That would be additional. Any kind of merchandise that you want to purchase. And then concessions. We have some of the best food, I think, personally, in the league. And I do think that our concessions committee, normally each year they sell concessions cards. I haven't heard yet from them, and I will follow up as soon as we do. But
I'm here and I can speak to that. If you
oh,
want me to.
yay. Yes, Amy, please.
So we will be doing the concessions cards. Kristen just messaged me. I know there's a new logo, so I'm gonna have to update that. I'll get them printed, and it is a card that has stars on the back of it. It's worth $12 of you can put towards any concession purchases, and it only costs $10. You're kind of getting $2 extra. It is a huge way for you to hand that to your child and have them come up to us without needing you and or your credit card or cash floating around with them. We do mark it off. We do advise you to put their name on the back of it because kids are really good about putting it down on the table and walking away or leaving it somewhere in the grass. So if we get those back with the name on them, we can take them to the announcer and they can have your child claim them. But yeah, that's about the cards. And then concessions is also being sponsored again by the Bone Barbecue. So we'll have pulled pork, pulled chicken, and the nachos back. And then breakfast is the same.
Well, Amy, let me tell you something. My family has been waiting for those nachos like all year. Like I can't.
I just confirmed with the owners about all of that. So they're actually going to provide a big banner as well this year. And then I do work for the Bone. So if anybody wants further information, I'm happy to help you with that as well.
Yeah, they're great. And we so appreciate all of our sponsors. I've got some information on them coming too. So, and I will echo what Amy said. The $10 concession card is a great deal. My family usually has one for each of us, and that's just for like one meat. I mean, some days they eat more than others, but it's really a great way where they're not bugging you or having to carry cash around. So, this is an ad that's going to be coming out in the next Bagpiper. Just wanted to let everybody know we do offer 2 community Twilight Swim events. I will tell you the June 22nd date, we're looking at switching right now to the 29th, but we have not yet heard back from the HOA, so we will let everybody know. But the community swim events, Twilight Swim events, the pool, it's from 7 to 10 p.m. We have glow sticks and music playing with our resident DJ, typically Mr. Wessel, and it's fantastic. So it's really a great way to come out and just be with the entire community. And then obviously, anybody that has guest passes, if you want to bring others with you or non-residents, you're welcome on a guest pass. So talking about food again, Spirit Night schedule. So our sponsorship team has been hard at work, and we were very fortunate this year in the spring to have an intern helping us out as well. So Spirit Nights are typically, for our team, we hold them typically on Monday evenings. It's a way for the parents to know, like, look, every Monday, just go grab something and it's going to support our team even more. Our swim team does not make money traditionally in the summer. And that is even with the amount of fundraising that our sponsorship team does and, donations from organizations and food places like the Bone. And so without them, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. So I really encourage you, if you are able to help support us even more by dining out at some of these establishments. So this is the date for them. We do have some other ones that are forthcoming as well. We will be having a barbecue food truck that will come. We're just getting some other dates in place, but that one will be at one of our evening practices at Rob Roy. And so the other thing I want to say too, Pizza Margarita. We typically, after each meet up at Pizza Margarita in Gainesville. And it's just a way for the team to get together after the meet and, just be with one another and have lunch, because usually we're hungry because we've had lunch for breakfast and then dinner for lunch, and then we're still hungry. So I encourage you all to definitely stop by there. But I will say as well, they are going to be having a receipt bucket this season. So anytime you dine at Pizza Margarita, please, if it's for you or if you have neighbors that go, just mention it to them and have them drop their receipt in the bucket, because that really helps us out and we appreciate it. So, and I will say June 5th, we have the Crumble Cookie fundraiser. And I will say, if anybody's looking for last minute teacher gifts and you want to bring your teacher a cookie, you could pick it up that night and that would help us too. So another new one for us is every Tuesday and Thursday during practices, Snowies is going to be there as well outside of practices. So they're going to be donating back each time 20%. So we really appreciate their support. And typically, We also have a truck at our swim meets as well. So be on the lookout for that. All right, so this is just kind of an overview of our swim meet layout. What you're looking at on the right-hand side, that's the parking lot to the Iona Sound. This is where all of our swim meets take place. So the first row is going to be reserved parking. As you can see where concessions is located on the side patio, and tent areas for visiting, and then Braemar side. People also set up, obviously, along the outside, the fence line as well. So this is just a basic layout. You will be receiving this information again as well in an email. And this is more of an aerial overview of all the various areas that the tents can be set up for our swim day. And for those who are new, the tents, it's just a basic canopy pop-up 10 by 10 tent that people pop up just to sit under, bring chairs, get some shade, and where your swimmers can sit and wait with one another before their events are called. So if anybody is new and you're looking to be partnered up with somebody who's been around for a while, please let our secretary Bridget know, and we'll make sure that that happens for you. Blasters gear. So the deadline was this past Sunday for our online shop, which has our 25th anniversary logo, the curly bee that you see in the bottom right. It also had some Blasterman gear. The store will be reopening one more time. It just will only open with our curly bee logo that we have. So you can find that store when it's open in the middle of the website, and it says, where's this store? Blaster Spirit Wear. And so when that is available, we will make sure everybody knows. Additionally, if you have any recommendations for future merchandise or anything like that, you can always email our merchandise team. Their email is on here, merchandise@braemarblasters.com. And I will say what is available for order currently, we have our divisional t-shirts for this year. This is for our event that's taking place on the 27th. And we're very excited about this. So those shirts are available for purchase. We have long sleeve, we have short sleeve, we have crew neck sweatshirts, and we have hoodie sweatshirts. And as always, you can choose to have your name placed on the back. Last year, we had the option of the sleeve. I'm not sure if that is going to be an option again or not.
It is.
But yes. Awesome. So yeah, so you can also choose to get your name right along the side of the arm sleeve as well. So again, we will make sure everybody has all of these links available. And then in the bottom right, we do have some new shoe charms, Croc charms available. Several of you may have pre-purchased this in a pre-order, but we have plenty to sell on site. And so just look for our merchandise group. I think like the second week of practices, I think is when we'll start having them there, but we will also post and let you know when they'll be there. Just some reference materials for you all, and I'm going to highly recommend this as another little bit of homework for anybody who's new. Please read, and with your swimmers, our Braemar Blasters handbook and our code of conduct. We definitely take the code of conduct incredibly seriously. And we want to make sure everybody has also signed off on these as well. So we hope that you will make sure that you do go through and read it. All of this is located on our website under Blaster Swim FAQs. On this page, you will find the FAQs, the schedule, the handbook, the code of conduct, and also you'll find our bylaws for the board and all of that. So. Okay, moving on. Volunteers. So I'm just going to say this right now. Thank you. Thank you so much to every one of you, especially our volunteer heads that take on organizing all of their committees to then report back to the board. We literally cannot run this team without all of us volunteering, including our board. And so we know how much, work goes into this, and we just really appreciate everybody stepping up. So volunteers, as a reminder, you have secured a volunteer spot. You should have heard from or be hearing from in the next week your volunteer lead. If for some reason you have not, please just send an email to secretary@braymarblasters.com, and we will look into everything and make sure that you do hear from somebody. So along those lines, also, there's a few trainings that are coming up, and we will make sure that we get those out to those of you that are on those different committees. They are online trainings. And then we are going to be working to do some in-person trainings for a few of our committees as well. The one change that we have made this year relates to our cleanup committee. So this year, we are going to be doing what I want to say like 80 to 90% of all the other swim league teams do, which is an all hands on deck for cleaning up. So what we've decided to do is break it down by last names. So you can see the chart here, and again, it will be posted separately about cleaning up and how that will work with the last names. I think I have it here too. So for time trials, anybody with a last name A to L, we're going to ask that you just stay after to the end of time trials and help clean up. This will expedite it immensely. We had to do this last year, actually, at one of our events that was running late, and we were going to have to cut the swim meet short, and we really didn't want to have to do that. And everybody stepped up to the plate, and we were out of there. I can't even tell you, in like, I think an hour or less. It was amazing, and your board appreciated it, as did so many others, and the community especially, because we were able to get that pool open that much quicker. So this is something that is required of our families. It is not optional. If for some reason you're not going to be around for a particular meet, let us know, and then we can switch you into a different day. That won't be an issue, but we really appreciate everyone kind of helping out with this. So again, just expectations of our volunteers. Obviously, it does take a village. Like, we cannot do this without you. You should be receiving weekly emails from your team lead, depending upon who you are. As an example, timers, you'll be getting an email to sign up for your timing lane and time, typically in advance. Our meet manager is Jennifer Armstrong, and she will have a check-in table at all of our meets. So our volunteers are expected to check in with her. Missing your volunteer duties, it does affect your swimmers' participation at meets and potentially registration the following year. So if, we understand that there are travel involved and people, maybe missing a week here or there, we understand that that's not a problem. Please communicate that to your team lead. But if we're missing multiple in certain areas, it's very difficult for us to fill those spaces sometimes. And sometimes those are the ones that, make our meets happen. So if we're short on timers, we have to pull elsewhere, and that can kind of cause a ripple effect. So we want to make sure that there's open communication all around. Also with the volunteering, no matter what position you have, you will not miss your swim or swim. So if you're one of the lucky ones that has a position sitting inside in the air conditioning, somebody will make sure that so that you can come and watch your swimmer at all of their events. And I will say, this one is, I think, off here. It is an election season this year. This year, it's not president, treasurer, secretary. It's actually team admin and vice president this year. So if you have an interest in serving on our board, it's definitely something for you to think about. Feel free to talk to any of us on deck. We're happy to let you know all about the ins and outs and what happens. So Amy, I have this from last year and I kept it in. So this is our concessions at swim meets. This is our menu. If there's any changes, just shoot it over my way, Amy. But if it's all good.
Yeah, I've got a few, so I'll send them via email.
Okay, perfect. So yes, but this is just kind of an example for everybody so that you can kind of see. And then again, just the concession cards, $10 for the 12 stars. I want to say again, we cannot do this without our sponsors. This is just the beginning of it. Our sponsorship team is hard at work already, securing the sponsors for the season. So if you have your own small business, or you have a company that you work for that would be interested in sponsoring our team, we greatly appreciate the support. I'm happy to put you in touch with our sponsorship lead, Becky Castillo. And you can always email sponsorship@braymarblasters.com for more information. So there is still some time to join the Blasters, though I will say registration is closing June 1st. And forgive me because I'm not sure, I have to go back and check, but it may be midnight June 1st, not 10 a.m. We do have a few spots still left. We have one for sure in 9-10s and two for sure in 15-18s. However, if you are a resident and you fall in one of the other age groups, please just send an email over to admin@braymarblasters.com. Or secretary is fine also. We will make sure it gets the right person. We are currently on a full for 8 and under, not accepting any new on that one. And we are on a wait list currently for non-residents. So that is our quick update. And then just so you can see, if you need to reach out to any of us, all of us have the @braymarblasters.com domain. Meet manager, head coach, president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, admin. I'm gonna stop my sharing for a second and then let you know about one other thing. Okay. I do want to make mention that if you would like to talk to any of our coaches, it is best for you to send an email or let the board know, and we can make sure that we set up a time. The one thing we don't want are parents on the pool deck interrupting practice sessions. We do ask during practices at Iona Sound Pool that parents please stay away from the areas where your swimmers are swimming at both ends of the pool. Ideally is the best. If you can sit around the sides, that's great. We really want to be able to have our coaches coach and not be distracted. We want our swimmers to be able to focus on the training that they're receiving as well. So if you see a coach, over near us, at the board table area, by all means, feel free to come over, set up a time to talk with them in advance, or following practice is great. And like I said, you can also always email Chris at headcoach@braymarblasters.com. That is definitely very important. And then if you have any questions for us at any time, like I said, at the board, please let us know. So with that, I'm gonna look to my team admin here. I'm not sure if she's still on, but did I miss anything?
I think you got it all.
Okay, I am sure that I've missed something, but I will say I did see that Kristen posted to the chat. So all of our events are up and you can declare starting today. So I'm going to add that back onto your homework at some point this week. If you know your schedule and you're gone, that whole week of 4th of July, and you're not going to be back in time for a swim meet, please just go ahead and declare now and say, nope, I'm not going to be here. We really appreciate that. And we have strict deadlines. And the one thing we don't like doing is having to follow up with you all. We want to, be able to be as quick as possible in getting all of our information into our teams that we're swimming against. So with that being said, let's open it up for questions. Does anybody have any questions? Oh my gosh. Am I like A+ here? Chris is like, no. Oh my gosh, nobody has any questions. I love this. Thank you. Thanks for the A+. Okay.
I have one request for the group.
Okay.
During a swim meet, if you see a little blonde kid in a Speedo running around begging for money for food, please do not give him money. He does not need
to be. He's gotten real good at fleecing people on the pool deck. So just be advised, he has plenty of money to eat food. He doesn't need to be taking money from anybody else.
I got fleeced. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, if anybody has any questions at all, again, like I said, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of your board members. We are looking forward to seeing everybody on deck. We will be there this week. Again, it's the 29th is the first date this week. Please make sure that you put that on your calendar. And if you need anything else, we will make sure that this recording gets out probably within the next 48 hours. And your very first newsletter, I'm going to try to get that out starting tomorrow on a Wednesday. So thank you all so much for taking the time and being with us tonight. We really appreciate it.